Welcome back. Herman Lee.
I'm
in
back.
The house. Yes.
It's been months.
If you are a fan of this channel, you will know that in June 2025, Herman was here telling us about these guitars. But we had a little secret at the time that we weren't allowed to tell them, right, Herman? So we've had to record this and then put it in the vault for a few months. But yes, so the summer was all about the US models of your cool new guitar. But autumn is all about this bad boy. So what have we got?
This is the SE model of the Chleo PRS guitar. So this is, it's kind of crazy because when I first picked this one up, I said, what's the point of having this thing? I guess if you have a lot of money, you want to buy a Formula One car.
Yeah.
Because you want it or you just need it. That's cool. But this one sounds as awesome and it plays as amazing. So
let's go through. This was a good video to watch, by the way. If you didn't see this one, I spent a whole morning with Herman and we talked about life, the universe, and all sorts of stuff. But we went very deep as to all the sort of ergonomic reasons as to why this guitar is how it is. So let's talk about some of the things you've had to perhaps simplify. Maybe I can just ask the questions. So the stuff that stood out to me on this guitar was the very flat fretboard and the custom designed locking nut. So has that stayed the same on this guitar?
Yes.
Right.
We got the same neck shape, same nut here, same 20-inch radius neck, same, the accessibility, the necks is like the same. And the thing about, I think I would start off by saying the most important thing about this guitar is, I said to them, we have to make a guitar, and they agreed. I can go to the shop. If I need a guitar, I pick it up, I'll go on stage in a few hours and play this thing. I don't need to give it to my guitar tech and spend hours setting it up. It's got to be ready to go. And this is another professional quality guitar.
I think all the PRS artists say that about their SE models. Like, I think that's a credit to the SE line. Like, I've never heard an artist that didn't genuinely go, yeah, if I'm, in South America or whatever, and I lose my main guitars and I have to go to a shop and get the SE model, they're all like, that's totally fine. It's basically the same guitar. All right, so we got the same neck profile, same 24 frets. Is it your Fluence signature set again?
Same pickups here. One thing I didn't mention about the pickup last time is a lot of people, when you show them a middle pickup, they start going, oh my God, hell's here, because it gets in the way of my picking. Well, of course, this was addressed even in my old guitars. The middle pickup, the way it's voiced and the level, the gain, it's made that so it's actually supposed to be going more flush down.
So it's almost like a higher output pickup. So you wind it further into the body. And then, funny enough, Rob Chapman, who's often, people on this channel will know him, he's often says, I don't like HSH guitars because he plays like a hybrid picking style and his fingers, it just gets in the way. So that's quite clever. So you can really you can really push this into the body. So we've obviously had to simplify the body carve, right? Because this is the craziest, most expensive body carve you've ever seen on any guitar ever. So this is a slightly sort of simpler, quite similar on the back, isn't it?
Still very similar. It just doesn't have that insane, expensive.
So you've got the important bits, like this is similar or the same, really, isn't it? That's pretty much the same.
The access, look at that. It's still so much access you can put. If you want to bend with this, you still got your pinky, lots of space here.
And you've kind of replicated the bump by the switch here, just with some hardware instead, which is cool.
Yeah, they made this hardware especially for this guitar and the jack here.
That's the most obvious difference, isn't it? Obviously, the jack on the American one is this recessed thing. You've gone for a more conventional top mount sort of jack. But still, so that you can wrap it around where the strap button is. I see.
Yeah, it doesn't get in the way. Look, even if my finger's sticking out, I'm not going to grab the bar and get hit. Some of the guitars that have the jack further here, if you try to grab the bar, your finger's getting stuck on the cable. It's still got the same big frets. The This is not locking, you know, but obviously it's a locking bridge guitar.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter that much. What do I like about this is it still plays the same.
What's the neck join? Is it a bolt-on style?
This is a bolt-on style.
Fine. So that was a little bit a more conventional way of doing this. You mentioned in this video that on your old Ibanez you would like super glue the neck in. If you were touring with an SE version, do you think you might do the same thing with that, or you sort of? I suppose you haven't toured with this guitar yet, right? So we don't know. But I love the idea of super gluing a neck on a guitar. I think it's just. Why wouldn't you?
You know, funny enough, talking about neck joint, I didn't mention on the last time, you know, we talked about these guitars. The neck joint was really so much engineering on this guitar that you won't even believe, right? So there was a video that went viral on the internet of me breaking a guitar.
Yeah.
Like I kicked the guitar and I broke the neck joint because a few months before I said to PRS, look, in order to check how much access I can get, we have to go over the limit, right? And they say, oh, this is going to break the guitar. I said, well, if you don't break the guitar, you don't know where the limits are.
Yeah.
So I made one. They said, don't do it. And then I broke it. And then it gave us the perfect, you know,
so you just go one
measurement.
step back.
Now
from
we
that.
know when we need to go to get the perfect joint. And then we carry that over to this one. So that's why even the SE model with the bolt on, you got so much access to it. You know, you just like helps you dial in. You know, like Formula One cars, right? They gotta push it to the limit.
Yeah. And you got, by the looks of things, that. Oh no, okay. So we've got a slightly simplified, or just like a more affordable Floyd on the system. Yeah,
we have a Floyd Rose. This is 1,500 or something. Which, you know, funny enough, I actually really like this.
That's not a bad. I mean, that's only one down from the most expensive one, isn't it? So it's not like the Floyd Rose Special, which you often see on more affordable guitars. So, I mean, I've seen that trem system on $2,000 guitars. You know, it's not a cheap trem system.
I think it works. I mean, don't kill me for this, but from my experience, I think it's the one that I have experienced, like the German made one and these one. I have come across some of these that are better built than the other one.
Wow.
The machining, you know,
yeah.
Don't kill me, but it's true. I did.
I know we've got the back plate on that, but is any of this stabilizer stuff on there, or have you stayed more simple?
Yeah, you don't get the stabilizers. Right. You get the normal, traditional, full floating system.
Fine. Yeah. I mean, it still looks incredible. I like the color. If anything, to be honest with you, for a guitar with dragons on the fretboard, I almost feel like that's a more appropriate color. It's sort of, you know, it's full dragon style.
We got all the pickup splits, by the way. Voice 1, 2, 3 with those 15 different positions and combination.
That's did you say Omniforce is the
Omniforce? Yeah.
Omniforce. So which again, I suppose if people want to try and get this kind of sound but can't quite stretch to the guitar, you could dive on over and just buy the Fishman pickups if you wanted to. Look, can we have a little listen to this just for? It's well worth, by the way, if you didn't see this video, go and watch that, because we really do go into a lot of detail about, you know, at a component level, why all the choices were made. But yeah, let's just have a little listen to this, and there we go. Links below. We don't even know how much it's going to cost right now, because we are months before the official launch of this. But again, go to the description.
Yeah.
You can find out about it down there.
So you can see the guitar basically sound the same, you know. That's the voice 1, you go voice 2, which is the more traditional and passive pickup instead of the fluence style passive pickups. And you still got the voice 3 if you pull this. And once you mix all these stuff with the 5-way switch, you got the 15 different combination of tone you can get. About this guitar, like we mentioned about the US model, this is also all the frets are glued in. So you play, how to say, once you play the glued in frets guitar, instead of just pressed in, you never go back, because it just sounds much smoother. The tone transfer, every fret you press, it's like a direct, you know, everything touching, right? Than just like.
The glued in fret thing is something quite new to me. Like I would say within the last 12 months, I've only even realized that some manufacturers do actually glue the frets in. So I wouldn't even begin to know if any of my guitars have got glued-in frets or not. I'd have to go and find that out. But I will. You're not the first person to say that the glued-in fret thing makes a difference. Obviously, total nightmare if you ever want to refret the guitar, because it's much harder to get the frets out. But I do know you're not the first person to say that it's a better, whatever better is, it's a better way of fretting a guitar. Interesting.
Yeah. My story on the glued-in frets are, I was on tour, and then going back to 2008, and then my guitar tech said, because stuff was moving, he said, these frets are not glued in. I said, what? I thought they're glued in. No, they're not glued in. I'll have to do it for you. And after he done it, it's like, wow, the guitar sound different. I glued the neck joint, I glued that, it sounds different.
You should glue let's just glue everything in. Let's glue the Floyd Rose in, glue the tuners on.
No, yeah.
Glue all the knobs in.
Everything.
Absolutely. That's it. Tone glue. We're going to market that.
Glue, yeah.
Herman and Lee, as in Herman and Lee. Tone glue. You saw it here first. It's coming to a shop near you.
And talking about the frets, talk about refretting.
Yeah.
They use the hardest nickel frets that exist that they would make for them. For PRS. So I know there's a trend on stainless steel frets, but you gotta play this like for 15 years every single day, like for hours and hours to warm this down.
I think that's a very personal thing. I know lots of guitar players, and I'm guessing it must be to do with how light your touch is. If you've got that, just never have guitars refretted. They're all nickel guitars. They've never had a guitar refretted. It's done tens of thousands of hours of playing. And then I know other guitar players who talk about having guitars refretted every 2 years. And you just go, well, it can only be. It's obviously a personal choice, isn't it? So, come on, let's give this a quick whiz through.
Hear the instant transition between the pickups. And actually these pickups, I didn't mention it, is I voiced these to sound like a 22 frets guitar. Okay. So the extra warm, because I always love the 22 frets guitar neck pickup compared to 24, right? So that's why it's instant
The whole fluence thing freaks me out, of just that you are voicing the pickup now. So it's not irrelevant where the pickup is, but it's not like a passive pickup that if you want more warmth, you just have to position the guitar. You can just voice these to give you a different tone. It's another one of those relatively new breakthroughs in pickup manufacturing that I still need to get my brain into.
Yeah, in the old days you would send the pickup back, they rewound it again and send it back. With these, they came to the studio. We have a dummy pickup attached to a computer, and then it's like, okay, we play it, and then we go, okay, I want more frequencies like this, and then we kind of go on the graph and then change it on the spot. Yeah. And I'll pick up another guitar, I'll compare it. How does it sound versus this guitar? How does it sound versus... And then, it still took like 3-4 sessions. Yeah. You take it on tour to hear what it sounds like in the real world. But it's much easier to make the process, right?
Cool.
So yeah, you got the warm thing, and if you want to go single coil, it's... It still sounds organic, right? Than just like full-on shred.
Well, thank you so much for showing us that before you ran away. Travel safe back to LA. I look forward to catching up with you another time in the future. Perhaps I'll see you at a NAMM show or something like that. But thank you guys for watching. Go check out Herman's new guitars in the links below. See you later.